Hello and welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is Lost Stitch Designs. My name is Hunter and I'm glad you're here. I'm going to be a little bit quieter today because as you can see by the window, there's no light coming in. It is midnight right now. But I realized I need to make a video this month because otherwise I'm not going to be consistent with it. And this is only the third video I'm actually putting out because I decided I was supposed to put out a sewing video a couple weeks ago and I just decided not to because I watched the footage back of me going through and explaining things and it wasn't good. You couldn't see what I was doing. I did finish those objects. So I think next week I'm going to do a whole June recap for everything that I made. Actually, no, I'm just going to throw them in this video. But because next week I think I'm going to do a 6-month check-in. Everything I've made the past 6 months. Because next week will be the 29th. So, or next week's video. Right now it's the 21st. It's Father's Day. But I've had a busy month. So yeah, we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into the whips. Or I guess finished objects. Because my whips really haven't changed too much. Hopefully I don't hit the mic. I don't think I'm going to be showing you guys any of them because I'll show you in pictures. I will put the pictures up for the segments, but I'm not actually going to be showing you any of them because I don't have all of them. I have pictures of all of them, but I don't actually have all of them anymore. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and welcome or welcome back. I'll see you. Let's go. I'm going to give a quick caveat like this. I'm going to be testing a different style of editing. So every project, I'm going to be filming a different segment and then sectioning it. So every project's going to have a little gap in between. So I'm testing it. Let me know what you think if you like that format of it. But yeah, with that in mind, let's get into the first finished object. So this first group is going to be finished objects. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, up first we have the Wolf Bayou top. I'm going to put the picture and the description of the materials, all that, somewhere on the screen. But that one I started on June 1st, finished it on June 13th. I do know that one off the top of my head because I started it at the beginning of the month. It was a travel project. I finished it shortly after I got back. So that one is a sample knit for my local yarn store. Haven't given it to them yet because I had some car trouble. Hopefully I can give it to them this week when I go to Knots and Thoughts. If I can go to Knots and Thoughts, because I would like to be able to do that again because it was actually really fun last time. So if I can get my friend to come with me, because I don't like going places alone, or at least not social places, because then, yeah. No, I do like my local yarn store. There's nothing wrong with going there alone. But I'm going to give them that sample at that point in time. And I'm going to be very honest, if I do go in there outside of then, I will be buying yarn. So I don't need yarn. It's the last thing I need right now. But yeah, so the first project is the Wolf Bayou top. I really love the top. It's not my first time making it. It is my first time working with the Juniper Moon Farm fibers. Not as a company, but they're cotton linen blends. So the first one is Zooey. That's going to be the top color and the bottom color. So the purplish, the grayish purple, and then the brown at the top and bottom of the shirt. And then the other one is their Summer Solstice paints. They are both cotton linen blends, and oh my goodness, they are incredible yarns. They're a little stiff, a little scratchy when you're working with them, but once they are washed, I have to be very honest, I really hope that the store gives me the shirt back. But if not, it's fine. It's technically their yarn. But I at least hope one of the owners wears it because it would fit her. I specifically made a size that would fit one of the owners. But if I can get it back, hands down, can be like one of my favorite wears. If I don't get it back, I might just be ordering some of that yarn and purchasing it because it's amazing. I love it. But yeah, it is an absolutely gorgeous top. Absolutely stunning yarn. It worked up really well. It works up really fast. I don't normally have like go-to patterns, but that might be one of them. So yeah, that's the first finished object. On to the next. All right, so the next finished object is using the same yarns, except instead of it being a knit project, I wanted to do a sample that was crocheted. So it's using the same Juniper Moon Farms with the purple, the brown, and then the paints. I made a market bag. I think it was called a rustic market bag. It's a free pattern. Honestly, if you just go into Ravelry and search market bag pattern, you will find a ton of patterns. It only used like 200 yards, if that. And the Wolf Bayou top only used like 700. And I made a size larger than what was written there. But the market bag, I did that in a day. I did it in 6 hours. I sat down and I was so excited to work with the yarn that I was like, I need to do a gauge swatch anyway to figure out how the yarn's going to drape, just to make sure I can finalize my selection for the pattern. I may have made it in 6 hours, but I don't remember what day, but I do know it was a one-day make. So market bags, they work up pretty quick. It's crocheted, so they have a crochet sample, they have a knit sample. It is an absolutely gorgeous pattern. I will put all the details again on the screen with a picture. But yeah, that is that finished object. The next one, I think, might be my favorite thing that I've made so far this year. All right, so this is the next WIP. I do have it with me because he sits right on my desk. Look at him. He's so cute. So this is a little penguin. He does not have a name. If you would like to leave a name suggestion, please do, because I want to give him a name. I want to give him a name so bad. But just, look how cute. So this little guy, he was a kit from Hobby Lobby. These are not the eyes he came with. I actually had to go into my giant bag of eyes that I got from my grandmother when she was cleaning out her craft room. I had to go in there. And it can be a very creepy bag, but so worth it. So worth it. Look at him. Look at how cute. So yeah, name suggestions in the comments if you don't mind. I would love to hear what you would name him. I don't have any ideas yet, but I hope that you guys can help inspire me. Overall, I think he took like active working time, maybe 12-ish hours because he is so tiny. But I did put him down. It took me 2 days. So I started him, and then he was down for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, between the rest of the trip, traveling and finishing up other projects. And then I picked him up and I finished him. So I got him about here without the eyes or the beak or anything. And that was in 1 day. And then the second time that I sat down to work on him, I did the rest of it. But so cute. So cute. I don't have, all I know is it was a kit from Hobby Lobby. It was a 2mm needle. He did remind me why I don't do amigurumi that much though. I hate to say it, but my hands killed me for like 2 days afterwards, and actually I'm still paying the price for it a week after he's done. But oh, he's so cute. I do love amigurumi. I just hate what it does to my hands. Tension is key. However, I have very tight tension. But yeah, this little penguin. I love him. He's gonna go right there and I go boop. But yeah, All right, next three are sewn items, so let's hop over and see those. All right, so these three tops, I'm going to put them here. Two of them are a knit fabric, and one of them is a woven fabric. They were all made out of 1 yard. Two of them were scraps from Hobby Lobby. The other one was something that my sister picked up while she was in college, and she's like, I just know that she will love this. So she picked it up and she brought it to me while we were both in school. And so I haven't touched it in years. I've had it for like 5 years. The two knit fabrics I've had for, I think, a year. But they've just been sitting in my stash, so I figured, why not make some shirts out of them? They are lovely shirts. I wore the green one actually in the airport on the way there and on the way home. Incredible shirt, very comfortable. They are dolman style sleeves, and I just sort of just cut out a hole and hoped and prayed they fit. But yeah, they're pretty easy. They're all hand sewn. I made the two knit ones in one day, and the other one I sat down and worked on it when I could. That one, the black and white one, is French seamed because it is woven, and I French seam most of my hand sewn woven tops because they fray like crazy. But yeah, so black and white French seamed dolman top took about 3-ish days, much finer stitches than the knit. And then the two knit I did in one day, and I think that took a total of 3 hours total for both of them, so an hour and a half each. But yeah, they're very fun tops to make. I absolutely love them. You know, if I had the video to put out, I would totally link it. However, when I filmed the cutting process and the measuring process, it just didn't work. But basically all you need is your bust measurement, your arm side measurement, and then where you want your sleeves to sit, that measurement. Super easy, simple tops to self-draft. That honestly, the measuring everything out is what takes the longest. You could do it with a machine in like 20 minutes, tops. I don't know why I didn't just use a machine, but oh well, what's done is done. But yeah, hopefully I can show you the process in a later date because I still have a couple of them that I was planning on making that I wasn't able to get to because I spent all day hand sewing, and that was the day I was supposed to be packing. Oops. But yeah, all right. I think that finishes up the whips for the past couple weeks. If I missed anything, it will be in next week's video where I do my 6-month review. But I think that's it. Or not review, check-in. My 6-month check-in. But I think that's it for finished items. I think. I'm really hoping, because otherwise I've gone cuckoo. Which, that's also highly probable. All right, on to current whips. I will see you there. All right, and one more whip. I did forget this one. This is my most recent pattern design. This is the River Run shawl. I'm going to put it there. It was knit using Junction Fiber Mill mystery bag, so I have no clue what the yarn colors are, but I do know that they're sport weight. And this is gorgeous. It's very lightweight. It's honestly, it's amazing. It's a little too hot down in Atlanta for wool right now, but like it would be a great transitional piece for like spring or fall, stuff like that. I couldn't find what I was looking for on Ravelry, so I decided to just design it myself. Oops. So this one is for sale for $1, or you can get it for free because I wasn't planning on releasing it this year. So if you want to support the designing, go for it. If not, completely understand. There will be a code in the pattern description for you to get it for free. But yeah, this is what it looks like somewhere on the screen. Editing me will figure that out later. But yeah, very, very excited that I was actually able to release a pattern this year, especially considering what you're going to hear about one of my next patterns later in the video. Yeah. All right. Now on to the next. All right. First whip is a blueberry sock. So I've had these on my needles since the beginning of May. I got to the beginning of June. Actually, no. I got to June 13th. I got to the middle of June. And I saw that I started them on May 3rd. Got to the middle of June 13th, and I still hadn't finished one sock. So I said, screw this. And I tore it out. Because I obviously wasn't motivated to do it. So why continue on doing it? That's my philosophy. And actually, I have these right next to me too, because I figured if I'm getting stuck on socks, why not go to the pattern that got me hooked on them in the first place? So I made a banana sock. I started it on the 13th, finished it on the 19th, and then I have the second sock started. So, second sock, I started it on the 20th, which is yesterday for me. So I got that far in one day basically, because I didn't work on this at all today. So I have like 1 1/4 socks done. These are for my mother's birthday at the end of July. She wanted blueberry socks because she's a nurse. She has to wear blue scrubs. So she's like, I may as well get blueberry socks. So also keep the bag. Very cute. Very cute. If you haven't looked into Darn Good Yarn, they're an amazing company. Hit or miss on some of the yarns, but I was gifted their mystery yarn boxes while I was in school, and this is my first time actually using the bag. They're perfect. They're perfect for socks. But yeah, that is the blueberry socks. I'm doing them in the banana sock pattern. So on the front, it's 3 knit rows, 3 purl rows. That's the way I do it. You can do however many knit and purls you wanted. If you wanted to do the front and garter stitch, you could. I just choose to do 3 and 3. And then on the back, it's 2 by 2 rib. So you do Judy Miss Magic cast on for however many stitches wide you want that toe box to be. You increase to your total amount of stitches, and then once you reach that total amount of stitches, you start the knit 2, purl 2 on the back, and your knit 3, purl 3, like your knit and purl rows on the front. And it works up really quick. I enjoy the pattern. It got me hooked on socks. I think I made 5 pairs in 3 weeks back at Christmas time, and I caught the sock bug. I ordered so much yarn. After I finished the first one, I ordered, I think, over $100 worth in socks yarn. Oops. But yeah, that is the first sock that I have on the needles. That'll be done by the next time we talk. That'll be on the finished objects list. Fingers crossed. Actually, no, I don't even need to cross my fingers on that one. I know it will be because they're addictive. But yeah, all right. So that is the first whip. Head on over to the second, which is another pair of socks. All right, second pair of socks that we have. I started these on the 19th as well. I found the pattern while I was actually in Ohio at the beginning of June. And they're called the Magic Sock Pattern. So you don't really need a gauge. You don't need anything like that. It's also my first time doing magic loop. So I didn't have any long needles for sock sizes. So I had to use my interchangeable shorties that have a hopefully long enough cable, like it works well enough. But this is how far I've gotten in 3 days. So I started on the 19th, 20th, 21st. I did work on these today. Today I think I've done from this first white column all the way up to here. Look how cute. Also, I love the charm. I did make the charm. So this is how I mark the front and back. So the back, I don't put a charm on. The front, I do put a charm on. And that's just really what helps me know which side I'm going to put the heel on. So I did find that helpful, especially with banana socks. So I have a fish on the blueberry ones that I just showed you, but I have a dragon on this one. But this is Christmas yarn. This is the festive Mary Maxim Festive Feet. This is not one of the sock yarns that I ordered at the end of last year when I caught the sock bug. I got this a few years before. Now, I did order this last year, but I ordered it to finish a sweater. Not specifically this colorway to finish the sweater, but this specific yarn, and I just figured I may as well get one of every colorway. But yeah, look how cute. It's very cute. I love it. I'm actually almost to the heel. Yeah. And I'm actually really enjoying that pattern, and I don't really have to measure. Just plop it on my feet. And I'm also liking that method of making them. So I've always done the traveling loop. So magic loop and traveling loop are completely different things. I always had them in my brain together. They're not the same thing. I hate traveling loop. Magic loop I don't have an issue with for socks. Not something I think I'd want to do on sweaters or anything else. But socks, it's about the same as using 2 double pointed needles. They're just connected and they're not going to fall out. So I use, when I knit my socks normally, hold on, I'm going to pull out my blueberry socks to show you. So normally when I knit my socks, I have 3 DPNs. So I have front needle, a back needle, and my working needle. The magic ring or the magic loop method, I just have the one cable and then it gets pulled out. You work on it like that. So then the cable acts as a needle to hold it, which is fine. I like both methods. I like the ease of doing that. However, I like the size of the DPNs because the DPNs can fit here without me having to bend it. And while this can bend, I don't want to. It's more likely to get caught in something and pull out. So yeah, that is the second whip. The rest of these, I'm going to be putting pictures up because I don't have them actively like right near me. So we're going to go into more of the garments. All right. All right. First garment is a test knit. This is the Salvage Skirt by LG Fiberworks. I am so close to finishing the double knit waistband. I put it down. I haven't worked on it until yesterday for the entire month of June. I finished the double, like the connecting part of the double knit waistband. I can sit down for like 3 hours and just do nothing but the double knit waistband. I will finish it. And then after that, I have 2 more ruffles. So I think a total of like 4 or 5 more days of active work on it. Like not active work, but like 4 or 5 more days where I can sit down. So I think maybe 20 hours of work because the ruffles are knit with larger needles, so they do work up quicker. And each ruffle, even with the longer size, only needs 30 rounds. So, and then I have to block it, wash it. I'm hoping to have that done by the 4th of July because I want to wear it on the 4th of July with my red and white top because I think that would just be like a cute outfit. Who doesn't want to wear a fully handmade outfit in the US on the 4th of July? So yeah, that is the Salvage Skirt by LG Fiberworks. You take a salvage sweater, tear it apart, and use that to make the skirt. So I don't have yarn information. I have the needle sizes, I have the pattern, I have my total usage so far, but I don't have any other yarn information other than the color, which is blue, and it came from a sweater. So that is the skirt. Now the next one, wait. I'm going to stop the video and then we'll move on to the next. See you there. I'm doing it properly. I forgot. I almost went right on into it. I forgot that I was doing it differently today, but I'm doing it differently. And maybe that is just like the 11:30 p.m. midnight brain speaking because it is very late. But the next one is a neon orange vest for my brother-in-law. Haven't made any other progress on that because again, haven't touched it yet this month. Actually, that's not true. I did touch it and 3/4 of the stitches fell off the needle. So I have to go pick all those up. Luckily, it's just stockinette and they should be relatively easy to pick up. But that feels like it's taking forever. I really want it to be done. I keep saying this but as soon as I get to those front panels, it's going to fly because those front panels have the cabling. And then the neck band, the collar, like all of the edges and stuff, those should fly by really quick. But I do have an idea with that, and that is making him a matching pair of socks with that yarn. So he can have socks that match his vest, both of them in neon orange. My sister is going to kill me for that, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it. It's going to have to be something that I do later, because right now I have a lot of whips. I have a lot on my plate. I have a lot of plans. So find out later if I do or don't, because it won't take that much yarn. They use 4mm needles to make the socks. Probably only take like 200 yards for the pair. But yeah, that's a future project. Right now, I need to focus on finishing the vest. Finishing the vest, the socks can be a reward for finishing the vest. Socks, because those go by so quick. Those will go by so quick. So they can be a reward for finishing the vest. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because I need motivation to get that done. But yeah. All right. The next one is a pattern that I'm writing, but I think I need to put it away. I'll tell you more about it. Give me a second. All right. So this one is my Under the Willow top, or my Under the Willow tee. I think this one is a little bit more math to figure out how to get it graded than I can do in just a few weeks. On top of that, I started it and then I put it down, and I haven't picked it up since I got home because I've been a little busy. So I think I need to just, all of my summer top patterns, I think I just need to work on them through the winter. I can get them done, I can grade them, but I don't think I'm going to release them until next summer. Because I don't think it's feasible right now to get it out in a time where people could actually make it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to put it away. Like, I'm going to write down what I do, and it'll just be like a project that's there. But I think I'm going to focus a little bit more on some of my winter designs that I have in mind. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with it. It is a gorgeous yarn. It's going to be a gorgeous pattern. I love the stitch. I love working on it. It's very addictive. But the grading on it is just not something I can do easily in a few weeks. So my plan was to release it in September, which would mean testing it or starting testing in 2 weeks. I'm not even to the point where I can actually write a testable pattern. So that's out of the question for this year. Same with my other summer top design idea. I can't make the winter top ideas, like the sweater ideas. I can't make those. And I can have those ready to release. But I love the top. I really do. It's going to look amazing. It's going to be a beautiful pattern. But it's going to be a beautiful pattern next year, unfortunately. But yeah, that is my update on that one. It's not necessarily an update that I want to give, but I'm not going to stress myself out to the point of hating the top just so I can release it when I originally planned. Because plans change. Things happen. And it will still be amazing. It'll just be amazing next year. So that is the update on the top. It is using Drop Spell size 4mm needles. But the math, the charts, I have no idea how I'm even going to chart it, because it's going to be charted. My goal for all of my more involved patterns is to chart them as well as give written instructions. That way, and a video tutorial. And that way it's as accessible to different styles of knitters as possible, and there's as many resources as possible. but I won't be able to write it to my standard that I have right now as a beginner pattern designer. I won't be able to do that in a couple weeks. So I think part of creating the patterns is also knowing your limits. Yeah, all right. I think that's the last WIP that I have, at least to talk about this week. And now we have a small acquisition, which is not so small. So I will see you there. All right. So I know that last segment ended just a little bit heavy. My bad. This one will be a little bit lighter, hopefully. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm excited about it. But while I was in Ohio, I was visiting family. And I got the chance to go through buttons, my grandmother's button collection. Now, I have been through this button collection hundreds of times before because I stayed with her while I was in college. And I would always go through her buttons. I didn't realize how nice some of these buttons were until this last trip. And I was showing her some of these buttons. And she goes, these were my great great grandmother's. So she's my grandmother. So this would be my great 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 grandmother. And like they were passed down through the family. Like multiple greats. So some of these buttons, I don't know how old all of them are, but I do know all of these are, or almost all of them. Some of them are plastic because I sorted through at like 1 a.m. I ended up sorting from like 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. because I got so sucked into it. I got a whole bag of buttons. And like they're mother of pearl, they're stone. A couple of them are plastic. But I did pull out some plastic ones for a reason. But I pulled out a small sampling to show you guys. So I'm going to start with some of the ones that I know are plastic that I pulled out because I just couldn't pass them up. So this is the first one. It's so cute. I got a few of these. I don't know how many. I do have to clean all of these, by the way. So these are very dirty buttons because they're very old. And I was cutting I'm going to block my face. I was cutting the thread out of some of them and I sliced my finger open. So note to anybody who's watching this, if you are doing old buttons and they have old thread in them, specifically like matted old thread, be careful. Maybe wear a glove. Am I going to do that when I clean the rest of the bag? No, absolutely not. Because where's the fun in that? But just know you might injure yourself. That was not the only stab. Like I stabbed myself with scissors multiple times, but that was the slice, and that started bleeding like instantly. And I was like, okay, these are stone. They're gonna stain. I'm done. But these are the plastic ones that I pulled out intentionally. So we have the daisies, and we have this guy right here. I don't know how you can see, but that's like a little rose. It looks like it was painted with pearl paint. So I'm going to clean them up. I have more of these than I do of these, I think. I'm going to have to go through, sort, count, all that. Those I know are plastic, but they're just so pretty. And then this one, I'm not sure if it's plastic or stone, but it is gorgeous. Actually, this is the one, I think. Yeah, this is the one that I did that to. I can see the scissor mark up through the center of the stone because it scraped off a little bit of it. Oops. But yeah, then we have just some plain buttons like this. This one isn't, I don't think it's mother of pearl. I think this one is just stone because it's definitely not plastic. So that's that one. This is the other relatively plain one, but it does look a little bit more mother of pearly. And these you can actually see like in the stone itself where it was used the most, because like there's thumbprints in some of these from how often they were used. And so you can just sort of feel like she buttoned them. That's where her thumb was when she buttoned them. And I think it's so cool. Then we have other stone ones that they just have the smallest imperfections. Some of them have rather large imperfections, I will say, but they're so pretty. And then there are some shank buttons that are mother of pearl. And I'm not sure if they're like fully stone or not, but do I drink that water? I'll find out later. I do need to get it out of the water though. Because if it's not fully plastic, that's a problem. Now that I did that, I will probably just toss the water. I'll put it in a plant. That one up there needs some water. But very pretty. Not putting you on top of my paper. Some of them have these really cool designs in them. So I like this one. I have a lot of these. But yeah, these mats on the back use some form of protection so you don't hurt yourself. Then there are others. This one is one of the ones with some visible damage to it. It looks like something tried to eat it, but also has a very cute design. There's like 3 sizes of that one. So this is a smaller size of it. So excited about them. This is another plain one, but like you can clearly see that that's a mother of pearl shell on the back, and then on the front, like you can see that it's on the back. You can see the shell. I think they're so cool. The same with this one. Like that's the back, that's the front. Also, you can see the visible wear where it was constantly going in and out of fabric, and it's sort of warped to where her thumb just pushed it in and out of fabric, which is pretty cool. This is a darker mother of pearl, so you can see this like shell thing on the back, and then the front, it's that shiny, but it's dark. And then same with this one. This one is also darker mother of pearl. Oh, the light is like, hold on. It's gonna get dark here for a second, but you can see how dark it is. Okay. Love those. And then the last one I pulled out to show you is like the one that caught my eye and the one that started all of this. Look how pretty. Just like, it's gorgeous. So yeah, I'm gonna wash those, get them back to shining capacity. And then I think one of my winter top designs, I'm going to use my grandmother's buttons. And I think I'm going to call the design Heritage. And what I'm picturing in my head is just like a plain brown cardigan that, not like super oversized, but not like fitted either. Just like comfy, a little relaxed, like a little bit fancy, a little bit relaxed. Like, something your grandmother would wear. And then I'm going to use buttons, and I'm going to call it Heritage. Because we shouldn't forget where we come from. Yeah. So, that is the button collection and a pattern design idea for the future. Yeah, it's really cool that most people I know have a button collection that was passed down from generation to generation. And this would be like a really special way to honor them, even when they can't be here. Sorry. But yeah, that's the buttons. All right. I think that's all. So I'm going to go finish processing the emotions that just came up by saying that out loud. And then Happy Cheering Me will be back to sign off. I'll see you there. All right. So that was an emotional roller coaster video. I really shouldn't make videos this late at night. Ooh, those emotions hit hard. But yeah, sorry about the emotional roller coaster. If you guys have any name ideas for this little guy right here, feel free to drop in the comments along with any other questions that I asked you to answer throughout the video, or thoughts, comments, any questions you might have about anything. Feel free to put them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Any future video suggestions, please let me know. Also, did you like the format of it where it was broken up between projects? Because I think it's going to make it easier to edit. Editing me will answer this because this will be the last section that I edit. But yeah, so thank you for watching if you made it this far. I really do appreciate it. It's been great chatting with you, and I look forward to reading your comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. But yeah, thanks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.